Well, hello everybody, because that's how I start every video. Now we have some major news, and we want to tell you about it right now. So in this video, we're going to show you all of the Unit 70 props that we bought for this tour. Now, I want to tell you that it's not the only props we've bought, because we have to go back a second time. And I can tell you this, because I can't say anything. In other words, I don't want to show you what the new props look like from Unit 70. Let me start all over, because I'm sounding like a lunatic. To be honest with you, I've been really sick the last the last week or so. And I still have a cold. You can probably hear that I have a cold. So there is a lot of announcements that I want to make in this video. So the first one is we're going to do a Unit 70 unboxing, so to speak. We're really not unboxing anything, but I'm going to show you the props we got from Unit 70. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is we have some really cool props coming from Unit 70 that everyone is going to literally freak out about, okay? And I'm going to tell you what the real big news on that is. I called Transworld today, and I told them, because I have a booth at Transworld. Now, I don't know that I'm going to actually work at the booth, but hopefully my son is. Maybe Patty will, I don't know, and I'll be there some as well. But we're going to build haunted houses again for people. Not that many, maybe one or two for a theme park or whomever. So we have time this summer to build some haunted houses for people. Now, when you think about the haunted house that we're building upstairs, this is an indicative example of like what we could build for a theme park. We're gonna turn it around fast, and we're gonna try to make it look incredible. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We got 2 weeks to get this haunted house done for our Valentine's event. Now, so with that being said, we are going to turn the tickets on for the Darkness Haunted House Tour. And I want to say that literally you need to run to get them, because I want to explain something to you, okay? And I say this every year, no one believes me. I don't know, maybe they do, maybe they don't. Because you sell, believe it or not, the very last week before Transworld, that's when you sell the most tickets, to be honest with you, okay? And but a lot of people try to go and they try to buy them and they're sold out. And so our behind the scenes tour sells out every single year, and people try to buy a ticket to it. And look, trust me, I would love to sell you a ticket, okay? There's a reason why I can't, okay? The first reason is we do the Q&A, and we can't hold more than 300 people in the room. That's number one. Number two, because everyone who goes through the Darkness and a behind the scenes tour setting goes through so slow, they want to take pictures, they want to take videos, they want to touch everything, look at everything. Okay, they walk so slow, we can't do more than 300 people unless we're willing to stay here. Now, in the past, we've added some tickets to where it was just the Darkness Haunted House Tour and you weren't allowed to come until like 8:30, but I don't know, I think we might have added like 15 or 20. But the behind the scenes tour will sell out so fast, okay? So the behind the scenes tour, I want to remind everybody what it's going to be, okay? You're going to start off at the Lamp Brewery, and it's optional. At 4:30, we'll have someone there. We'll open the door, it'll be turned on with no fog, and you can walk right through it. You can take pictures, you can look at it. And then you drive over to the Darkness, we're going to have St. Louis Escape open. You're going to be allowed, St. Louis Escape is only going to be closed for 1 hour. You know, like in other words, you can't book escape rooms. So anyway, for 1 hour, you'll be able to come over to St. Louis Escape. And that's actually from 5:30 to 6:30. All of our pinball machines will be on free play. You can walk in and out of any of our escape rooms. We'll have all of our escape room masters there who will explain everything to you. You can, like, you know, play mini golf if you want, whatever. And so this is actually adding the escape room. So we've never done this before, okay? And then at 6:30, we're going to start weeding everyone out. You go down right below the escape room, and you will go down into the room below the escape room, and we'll have barbecue dinner. We're even thinking about maybe getting some Emo's Pizza because it's famous St. Louis pizza. But I don't know. We're going to have food, okay? We're going to do a Q&A about the haunted house. And then around 7:30, we're going to start letting people into the darkness. Now, the way we usually do it, we let in about 25 at a time. And so you'll get to walk through the haunted house with no fog, with the regular show lights on. But you can take videos, you can take pictures, you can do everything. Okay, and then you'll come out into our retail store. And we've got an all-new retail store. Biggest it's ever been, with all new products and stuff that we got from the Halloween party show. I mean, it's just jam-packed. And so with that being said, okay, that tour is going to be $225. When it gets to the last week, we're going to raise the price, okay? So run and get the tickets right away. It's darkness.fearticket.com, okay? Now, on Friday night, we're going to have the darkness open with live actors. So that's only going to be, I think it's from 6:30 to 9:30. That's it. And it's only limited, I think the way we have it set up, it's only limited to like 600 tickets maybe. And last year it sold out. And maybe it's 700, maybe it's 600. I don't know. I don't remember. But it's going to be 600, maybe it's 700. But once it's sold out, it's done. We don't add any more. Transworld's got their events. People want to get to them. They want to get back to the hotel, hang out with their friends. There's other events going on. So you can literally buy a time ticket. You can zip on over and zip on back. Okay? So that's Friday night. And that will sell out. Okay? The tickets, I think, are only like $55, but when it gets to the last week, right before Transworld, it's going to jump up to like $70. So buy your tickets, buy them fast, buy them now, buy them quick. Okay. Then on Saturday, we're going to open the lamp. Now, this is probably going to be the last time we ever open the lamp, and it's certainly the first time we've ever done it to where you could walk behind the scenes, but that's only on Thursday. So on Saturday night, the Lemp will be open, I think, again, from 6:30. And I think this one's only 6:30 to 9. And I think it's only limited to 500 tickets. I can tell you last year, the Lemp totally sold out. It sold out 100%. There was tons of people showing up to the Lemp saying, hey, how can I buy a ticket? How can I buy a ticket? I will be honest with you. I felt bad. We turned the tickets back on for like 3 people that showed up. We let them buy a ticket, okay? But it totally sold out. So you got to go get your tickets at darkness.fearticket.com. So I'm turning this on before I upload this video with the Unit 70 unboxing. So I'm going to show you all the new Unit 70 props. And then I'm going to go up and we're going to look at the haunted house as like how to create your own haunted house, like part 5 or whatever it is. Next, the next big announcement is I talked to Transworld, and we're going to get 2 booths now. And the super, super badass, cool, like you won't even believe it, new animatronics from Unit 70. We're going to bring 2 of them to Transworld. So we'll put one on the left. We only have a 10 by 10 backdrop sign. So we'll put one on the left, one on the right. And these will only be revealed at Transworld, okay? So there'll be 2 of them, and they are breathtaking, I can tell you. Because Unit 70, or Bo, I should say, he's gotten back to sculpting and making new monsters. So, very excited. We're gonna bring those to the show. And so if you wanna see Unit 70's newest and greatest animatronics, they'll be at Transworld in the Halloween Productions or / Blacklight Attractions booth, where we are, and so this is part of one of the other major announcements, probably willing to build 2 haunted houses this summer. That's it. It's probably for a theme park, but we'll see. We'll see. So we will be at the show. It'll be the first time we've been at the show in like 5 years. So we're looking forward to that. Okay. And another big announcement is we'll probably be bringing to the show, to our booth, hundreds of Hauntworld magazines, hundreds of all of our how to create DVDs, and we're going to be giving them away for free. All you have to do is come to our booth and you can have them for free. We'll literally be tossing them out to people, okay? We'll sign every single one of them. Believe it or not, people have had us sign them in the past. I'm just joking about that, by the way. But yes, they're all for free. So we'll be bringing a lot of magazines, a lot of DVDs for all those collectors out there. And by the way, you need to come to our booth on a daily basis, because as we run out of magazines, let's say whatever we bring, the next day we'll bring different issues. So if you want to just keep getting different issues, you just got to keep coming every day. But we'll have boxes and boxes and we'll be giving them away. Am I literally blowing your mind right now with all of these major announcements? I think they're all pretty cool announcements. Now, before we start looking at all these Unit 70 props that we just got today, let me just say that we have a lot of work to do on the haunted house. Do I actually think we can get it done before Valentine's? Maybe. I will tell you this, we have more people coming to help us. We have somebody named Buck coming from South Dakota, I want to get that right. We have people coming from Las Vegas. We have people come from all over the place that are all going to be here next week helping us with a mad scramble. And so that's all going to happen next week. Carpentry wise, I think it's going to take all of this week, which is only Friday. It's going to take us, let's just put it this way, it's going to take us all of next week to finish it, the carpentry. And then it's going to be props, more props, lighting, painting. Will it be a masterpiece? No, it was built in 5 weeks. But then after Valentine's, we might have to go back in, we might have to work on it a little bit, we might have to go into the darkness and update a few things here and there, repair some animations. And by the way, we've installed a lot of new props in LEMP as well. So LEMP is not the same as it was last year. If you don't recall, in a video that I did last year, I said, and I admitted this, we renovated the LEMP. We actually went over there and did a lot of work on it, but we didn't actually do it until after Transworld was over. So we renovated LEMP. So we literally renovated the darkness for Transworld. Then we went over to LEMP after Transworld. We worked on that. I think we worked on it for a few weeks, and then we've worked on it again this time around. So we are actually going to be working at the LEMP tomorrow. All the tech guys are going to be over there trying to install some new stuff. So the LEMP is definitely different than it was last year. The darkness is definitely different than it was last year. I mean, everything above my head was gutted and changed. Now, the darkness renovations, so I'm clear, will continue until after Transworld. But between when we open for Valentine's and Transworld. We are going to try to build a secret bar. If we get to it, we will have it as part of our behind the scenes tour. And we have worked with this company called Roxy. And if we could get the secret bar built, they're going to run it and give everybody free alcohol, free drinks as part of the behind the scenes tour. So that's another major announcement. But we got to build the secret bar first. So we're going to try. We're going to try. But it would probably only be part of Transworld. I mean, it would probably only be for the behind the scenes tour. Now, there actually is another really cool announcement. Today, a whole bunch of lanyards came in. Now, I'm going to do a whole nother video about what these lanyards are. But for Transworld, anybody who buys our behind the scenes tour is going to get a collector lanyard. You're going to get them at LEMP. They're going to be handed out there. They're going to be handed out to anybody who has a ticket. And it basically tells you all the haunts you get to tour. You get a darkness lanyard. It's really cool. So that's going to be part of what you get as well. So I think I basically gave you all the great news. So let's look at some Unit 70 props. Keep in mind, we are going to have to go back to Unit 70 and pick up the rest, but that's probably not going to be for another week. So let's look at everything we got from Unit 70. Now, these are the static props. And you might have seen a lot of these before. These are statics. And they're all, you know, kind of a hillbilly. You know, look at that guy. That is one cool face right there. And look at this chick right here with a shovel in her mouth. His eyes are piercing at you. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Now, one of the things too you're going to notice about the Unit 70 animations is I got these gargoyles. You're probably wondering what the heck are those for. Let me get to that in a second. And here is another prop that's going to go in our new section. And these pigs are going to go in there. That's something we're going to have to build next week. We're going to get to it. And we already have this animation in the darkness, but it's really good. And it's definitely going to fit the new section. It's like a leather face, and that is an animatronic. Now, I will say that we bought a bunch of new animatronics from Poison Props, and all those are actually already installed, the ones we're going to use. Now, some of them actually got installed into the real, you know, the main darkness as well. Now, I don't know if anybody has ever seen a pile of bloody, disgusting dead bodies. Some are meant to hang, some are meant to put on the walls, some are meant to go all over the place. Now, you're probably wondering, what are these stitched bodies? Because we actually have these in the bathroom. What the heck did I buy more of them for? Because we plan on putting them on the wall, like all over the place. Look at these guys. See, they got a hook through their neck, but it's got a rope, you know, to hang them. It's pretty cool. Now, you're not going to be able to see these as well as you would want to because they're all piled on top of each other. But look at this one right here. Jeez, that's disgusting. Bo is a demented person. Look at that. There's a burnt guy over here. You see he's on a pole right there. There's some frozen bodies because we thought, well, one of the scenes was going to be, you know, a freezer. We actually didn't get to that. Now, we also have to go after a lot of real props. That's something I'm going to be heavily working on tomorrow and beyond. Now, let's go upstairs and see the big ones. because I'm sure those are the ones you would rather see anyway. I want to show you this. Where's that thing at, Adam?
Which one?
That stencil.
It's upstairs.
Oh, it's already upstairs? Okay. By the way, pretend you didn't see this. That is an animation that's going to be for sale in the Rotten Res booth. It's actually pretty cool. Those guys worked really hard on them. They're really excited about it. Now, you know these videos are no editing. You know the rules. One bite, like Dave Portnoy. Now look at our museum. Is this crazy? Now, since we're up here, here's the lanyards. VIP experience. These are all the lanyards. Now, this is something we just got in as well. These are those full-size stand-ups. And for those who don't know, yes, we redid this museum again. It's pretty much all set up. Here is an animatronic from Poison Props. We're definitely going to take half these scissors out because it comes out too far. I've told every animation company, stop making them go so far. It's like something that an indoor haunt can't even use. Now here's a bunch of props from Ghost Ride. Now I think this is probably the biggest amount of props anyone has ever bought for one haunt tour. I don't think anybody's gonna ever top this. Look at how disgusting that is. And look at these disgusting barrel toppers. Super gross. Now, since Transworld last year, I added this thing. He's pretty cool, isn't he? All right, let's go inside. Now, before we look at these new, big, giant animatronics that I'm sure you're dying to see. That's probably the only reason you're watching this video, is you want to see the new animatronics. And I'm going to show them to you, but I'm going to show them to you dead last on this video. And there's kind of one of them. I just passed by it. But let's just talk about this haunt here for a second. So one of the things we did decide, see, there's two big Unit 70. Am I teasing you? So this first room right here, we kind of have a plan for it. It'll be probably built next week. This is our claustrophobic hallway. We've already shown it to you. We're gonna start putting cloth in. Now we're getting into the kitchen. Now the kitchen has been started, as you can see. Let's take a look. We've moved some props up, nothing crazy. Okay, and by the way, this isn't where things go or whatever. But yeah, we have started moving some props in, and we've gotten this room painted. Now we would love to put a ceiling on it of some kind, but we're not gonna have time for that. Now, one of the things that I've already talked about this in another video, but I don't know that you've seen them, is I decided to put these, these gates over the windows so you can see outside. I just thought it would be funny. Now we are gonna build a box over this so you won't be able to get to it. And for those, you come out of this confusing hallway here, and then, obviously we're gonna have to get a lot of food and all kinds of stuff and rotten everything on this fallen over kitchen pantry. And of course, we're gonna have to put lights in here and everything else. Now, just recently, we built this butcher block. We're gonna hang a lot of dead stuff in here, obviously, okay? So that's pretty much obvious. Now, since I did my last video, we built this little wall patch right here. Now, since we're on the topic of building a haunted house from scratch, and we're also on the topic of us building haunted houses for you or your theme park, whenever you do build a haunted house for a theme park and whatever, you definitely need to use a lot of vacuum form. And I think we're literally the best at it, but you can see you got 1, and that's not vacuum form, but that's 2, and that's 3. So we only use, as you can see, I'm very symmetrical type of person, so I always break up everything in these little squares. I just think it looks better. And then you can see this middle section is for tile, and then you've got the frame around the window, and then you've got like a cinder block base. And if you look at these kitchen cabinets here, again, it's very symmetrical. You have a hood, you have a counter, I mean, you know, like a cabinet and a cabinet, so it's very symmetrical. And then you can see all the bricks across the top, very symmetrical. Everything to me has to be symmetrical. Now, this hallway, it's not done. It's probably something we'll get to next week, but it's gonna look like this on this side, and then we're gonna put like an arched slat roof on it. There'll be a lot of dead bodies on the walls, things hanging in your way, and then check this bad boy out right here to scare the guests. So as you see, we've got the structure built of this hallway. We have to do the roofs. It's gonna be the dead last thing we do. Now the way this is gonna work is you're supposed to go through this, and we're gonna put a couple pipes in here, so you have to duck under. And then the actor, and we'll probably put a barrel or something right here, then the actor will slam that door shut, okay? And you'll come through here, and as of right now, one of the big animations is gonna go in here. We're gonna have a pig trough in here, like a pig pen, lots of dead bodies, wooden barrels. But let's look at how we're building this room. Now, one of the things that we've never done before, but you see we're taking this steel grating, okay? And that's the first room. And by the way, there's the 2 big Unit 70 animations. And you can see from the first room into this room, into that room. You can see all the way up. Now, one of the reasons why I did that, so you can see straight through to the other side, was for one, if you put a lot of crazy actors in here, they could be scaring somebody up this ramp and turn around and see somebody and bang on this. And the actors can literally get you from all over the place just by banging on these things, okay? But let's take a look at this room. We've got to put more beams in here, and we've got to put a ceiling on it. This room desperately needs one. But I like everything symmetrical. So that's a door for an actor, but we got to take that beam up. We got to take that beam up. We got to take that beam in that corner. This beam's got to go across there. There's got to be a beam that touches that. And then I want a beam on the other side, like right here. And then a beam there, and a beam there, and a beam there. And then you see another one there. Once we have all that done, we'll start rusting all that up. We'll put synergy all over these walls, and we'll start, painting it very nasty. We're gonna put in a lot of freezer slats, but we're only gonna put freezer slats in halfway. Actually, we found that at Creepy World, it's much scarier than running them to the ground. Now, you see these panels, they don't look like they fit, but that's why we're gonna take blood, and we're gonna be putting a lot of blood and dripping it down over, so it's like, the blood drip down. So we're gonna paint this and then bloody it all the ledges down so it blends in. So there is another scene. So again, freezer slats right here, about halfway down. Now check this out. We've been working on the taking this old clown car that was part of TerraVision's that never looked good. It always looked awful. And we're just trying to retheme it. Okay? So it's going to have the same video with the clown driving the car. We don't have time to do anything else. But look at this. Now this is shocking because I didn't have anybody do this. But do you see this right here? Kirshner Meat Company. So it's a stencil. So right across the top we can stencil. We're also making other stencils to put like, you know, knives or pigs on it. And then of course we'll paint it all up. You'll walk into it, dead bodies. We're gonna put crates right here. You'll come out, and again, this will be half freezer slats, half freezer slats. And do you see how much better it looks when you get some sort of roof on it? And we've got to rust those up. And you can see we're starting to get roofs on here. Now, I actually think this came to me as a very quick, fast scene. Now, I actually think, and I may be wrong, that it's going to be super cool. Because when these are bolted in, at Limp, we have a scene like this, and at Creepy World, we have a scene like this. And it's so scary to the customers because they get lost in here and the actors chase them around, and we can also hang a couple other things in their way. Okay, but here's the thing. We're gonna put lasers in here that are right around your kneecap. So when you walk in here, it would almost be like you're afraid to walk because you don't know like what you're walking into or walking around. It's actually going to be terrifying, but it's going to take about 10 or 12 lasers. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. And it's going to have 2 air cannons in here. So yeah, we're looking forward to this scene. Now, we built this access hallway so that we can literally just get straight out. Now we have 2 red doors that I've bought that'll be on strong hinges, and they'll go right here so the actor can come in and out. And there you have it. Now, let's take a look once again. So do you see what we did on the bottom? We took a 2x12 and that went on first, and then a 1x6 went over the top of it to give it a step look. And then you got all corrugated steel, and then we punched in these little skull panels. And we're not painting them like skulls, we're painting them like, you know, Mad Max. But what I thought was cool that we came up with was to add this little ledge to it. Do you see the ledge? And then it's just a 2x4 as a frame. And I think it looks great. And of course, you know, we added bolts and so on and so forth. So this is another scene. Now we have gotten all of this done. It's not painted, but it's all based all the way to that point. Now, I have somebody coming in from out of town that I hired to build all the set pieces in here. And he built a really cool boiler. We made a CGI for it. A Unit 70 animation is gonna go right there. 2 coal cars filled with coal. We'll go up here, some crates. We'll put some pipes all over the walls. And then right here is gonna be a human barbecue machine with like coals burning, and there's gonna be bodies twisting and turning. Now, in the spirit of how to build your own haunted house, let's take a look at this because this turned out so fantastic. And now you can actually see what we were going for now that it's been washed down. So look at how we did the base. You got 1x3s, 1x6 on the bottom. You frame in a piece of vacuum form. This is the problem that I think everybody who uses vacuum form don't understand. Cut the damn vacuum form up, okay? Use pieces of it, not whole pieces. And you see how we're doing that? Now, we framed in a whole piece of brick. And then we made these just literally on a CNC machine. And the other ones are made just, you know, with a table saw. And then we made these bands to make it look like it's holding the bricks back. And then you got a bolt, so it's like bolted on. The bricks can't collapse. And then here you're gonna have shredding for the actor to run out. You're gonna have it over there. We're gonna build, this is a scare box. And I was talking today about taking one of these, adding it right here so the actor can just bang on the, or maybe like a spark fence. Now, lastly, you're seeing what we're doing here, okay? We're just putting vacuum form and we're using 1x6 and we're having to cut it along the way to try it. And you see how we're having to cut the center block at an angle up. And then we took these panels because we had more of them from Ghost Ride. And so we just added a base. So you had to get a little slender of 1x6, 1x2 eventually. And then as you enter this tunnel, I said to hell with it, let's go back to the skull panels. I mean, we're in a hurry here and I think it's gonna look fantastic, but we gotta get over here, we gotta paint these. We're gonna do the same thing over there. The skull panels, I know they seem like we're using them a lot, but in my mind, when they're getting painted to look, you know, like rust, it gives it more of an industrial look. Now, do you see how it's all framed up? We're just gonna put bricks in there to break it up, bricks in there, bricks in there. It'll break it up real nice. We'll put bricks along the top, bricks on the bottom, bricks up there and bricks across, bricks down. It'll break it up very nicely. And here you go. Now we are gonna put special effect lighting in here. That'll give it a little zing. And so I think it's turning out. I don't know what you think. You tell me. What do you think? Do you think it's turning out? And you know, for people who don't or haven't built haunted houses before, and by the way, let's take a look at this. See, this is more of a rough industrial look. And we're gonna pour blood down these skulls too, okay? Because everything in here is gonna be about blood, blood, and more blood. So, I wanted to be pretty confident that we could get this done. So, I'm feeling like we'll probably get it done, but we'll see. So with all that being said, will we get it done by Valentine's? It's gonna be like really close. Will we need 2 more weeks after Valentine's? And will it be done by Transworld to the best the ability that we can do it prior to Transworld? Yes. Will this floor still have 3D paint on it? Possibly. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Will every scene have some roof on it? Probably not. But we're going to really show you, especially through every video we make, that you can build a good haunted house with materials you can get from Home Depot, some vacuum form, some steel grating, some fake bolts, and a little elbow grease. When it's all said and done, we'll have had 6 weeks on this whole project. Now, just so we're on the same page, this haunted house is about 2,300 square feet. I think that's pretty big. And my goal has been to try to do stuff that we haven't done in the darkness before. It's kind of like escape rooms. Like, we don't want to like repeat the same puzzle for the 8th time. That's why I wanted to do the see-through windows. That's why I wanted to do the barrel hallway. That's why I wanted to do the claustrophobic hallway. That's why we're trying some of this stuff. But one of the things that I think is really important when you're building your haunted house or expanding or whatever, that you also keep your identity, okay? And look, I hate to say this because it's true. And the reason why I hate to say it is because somebody's gonna say, oh, you're so conceited, you're so arrogant, you're so this, you're so that. Look, this is what I can tell you, okay? And we're gonna go in there and we're gonna look at these new Unit 70 animations. We're gonna wrap up this video. But I just have to give you a speech, okay? Because it's important. So, Sharp Productions YouTube page. They came to Transworld a few years ago, and they weren't even going to come to the darkness. And I just happened to run into them and invited them over, and they showed up. And I said, you know, try to walk through slow. There's no actors. We'll turn all the animations on. Blah, 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 blah. Now, if you look at their page, literally, the video that they uploaded right before they uploaded the darkness, they had made a video on Netherworld. I don't even know how many views that got. Maybe it was 15,000. I'm not sure. A lot of their videos, you know, they're, I don't know, like, you know, it's like probably with any YouTube page. Some are successful, some aren't. But I can tell you this. This is what I know. Their highest viewed video, and I may be wrong, but their highest viewed video in 2 years is the one they did on the darkness. I think it got over 400,000 views. Tampa J. He comes to the darkness, and his highest viewed haunted house that he filmed ever on his channel was of the darkness. On Grim Life Collective, we're no longer the most viewed. Dent is most viewed, and very well deserved, because that haunted house is amazing. And then Hell's Gate's ahead of us as well. But he's filmed dozens of haunted houses. The darkness video is, I don't know, it's somewhere between 800 and 900,000 views. I'm just giving you examples, okay? There's many, many YouTubers that have come to the darkness, and their videos get way more than they expect. Let me throw one more out there to you. And you're probably thinking I'm bragging, but no, I'm getting to a point that's gonna hopefully help you. But like, and I love talking about these guys. And the reason I do is because they never have ranked the darkness as one of their top 50 haunts. And you know, Tyler, you know that I love you to death. I think you're a great guy. I love what you're doing for the haunt industry. He's got a YouTube page. This guy is so dedicated. I have to say, there is nobody in the haunt industry that deserves your support more than Scare Factor YouTube page. This guy, he is something else, running around all over the country filming haunts. But you know, I did happen to tell him that he would get more views on his videos if he wasn't just kind of bum rushing through the haunted house where actors were jumping at him here and actors were jumping at him there. I'm like, give it a try, okay? His highest viewed video that he has on his whole YouTube channel, and it's not even close, by the way, is of the darkness. I think it's like at 70,000. And his next highest viewed video, maybe 30,000. Most of his videos are 2,500. So he did very well with this darkness video. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell does all this have to do with me helping you run your haunted house? Well, let me tell you. I came to understand why the darkness haunted house gets so many views. It's because when you think about the Home Depot 12-foot skeleton, and people have dedicated whole Facebook pages to it, and you think about like all of those people now sell animatronics, people, like, there has been a whole new world of people that are fascinated with animatronics. It's probably, you know, like if we rewind 5 years, 7 years, the only people that, you know, like looked at haunted house animations is when you went to Transworld. But now, Spirits, Home Depot, I mean, everybody makes them, right? Everybody makes them. And what I found, and the reason why the darkness does so well on these people's YouTube pages, is because we have figured out a way to get these big, oversized animatronics into our haunted house. Now, the little animatronics, the ones you get from Poison Props and stuff, and those are really cool. In fact, we just installed one that is so cool, okay? It's these trick-or-treaters. It's probably the coolest animation we've ever got from them. And we just installed In the Darkness, and I think people are gonna go hog wild for it. And I think I'm gonna get a viral video out of it. I think it's fantastic. But with that being said, I have just always been fascinated from the time that I saw Unit 70 making these big oversized animations. And I just went crazy wanting to buy them. And I would call him up and I would say, could you make another one? Oh, I don't know, Larry. I'm like, they're a lot of work. I'm like, please. You know, and at first one, I got him to make that Krampus, and then I got him to make that Pennywise. And I just always calling this guy, asking him to make big creatures. And now they've just become like a life of their own. And I will tell you, to come full circle on this story, is that I literally said to myself a couple years ago, okay, these big animations, they don't scare anybody. But now that everybody is coming through your haunts with cameras and influencers want to film stuff, they gravitate to these big animatronics that you would never see at a Home Depot. And it just takes your haunt to a whole nother visual level. And so this is what I'm basically trying to tell you. I'm not trying to brag. What I'm trying to tell you is what the people on influencers, what their people, the influencers, viewers want to see, and the stuff that goes viral is these big creatures. The problem is, how do you get them in a built haunted house? Well, we just got 2 in, and it took 9 people to force them into this building. We've literally had to cut them in half in the past. We've had to like re-weld them and put them back together. It's worth it. It's worth it. So if you can get yourself some big creatures, and you know who has big creatures? Scare Factory has big creatures. Unit 70 has big creatures. At the end of the day, really, it's just those 2. And it'd be nice if other people made big creatures, but we do really well. And a couple years ago, I literally said to myself, why, it just seems so cheap, you know, to just buy a big animation and shove it in a corner and build a scene around it. Like, couldn't anybody do that? I was like, yeah, okay, so don't do that. Do something super creative, super crazy, you know, where it takes you a whole decade to build the one scene. But then I started, you know, understanding about all these YouTubers and influencers. And by the way, we talk about influencers on YouTube, but like we've been getting influencers on Instagram. We've been getting influencers from TikTok, okay? We have a major TikTok guy coming here from Mardi Gras. We're gonna let him in, and it's this guy that like drinks too much, and he's gonna walk through the haunted house on TikTok. If you want to get more views to your haunt, and forget about influencers, your customers, okay? Give them something that they don't see at Home Depot. And I firmly believe that yes, the Darkness is one of the best haunts in the country, in the world, for sure. And regardless if I had some of these really cool big animatronics, they would get a lot of views. But they wouldn't get as many views, for sure, without props like the ones Unit 70 sells. I'm just saying, they don't scare anybody, they cost a lot of money, and they're a pain in the ass to get wedged into your building. But you know, in the end, it's worth it. It's worth it. So there is my 2 cents to help your business today. And hopefully, you take it for whatever it's worth. Because I think these animatronics are absolutely amazing. And, you know, they don't really get scares as good as actors. I'm not going to say they do. I'm not talking about the big Unit 70 style or the big Scare Factory style. I'm talking about like any of them, from Poison Props or anybody else. You know, they can get scares, sure, okay? But the actors get the best scares. We all know this. And you can't have a great haunted house without great actors. We all know this. But you know what I think really puts your haunt over the top with influencers is when you have a cake, you have icing, you have maybe some coconut sprinkles, you have, you know, your name spelled on the top of the cake. okay? You should try to have it all. And so I just want to say, wasn't trying to brag, I was trying to make a point, okay? That these big animatronics, and it's not just the animatronics too, it's like how you let the influencers go through your haunt. If you can let them go through when there's nobody in there and just let them focus on seeing the scenes and seeing the animations, you'll get more views. So with that being said, let's check out these big animatronics. And I want to remind you again that get the tickets to the haunt tour at darkness.fearticket.com. And we're going to do the best we can to get it done. And I hope you like it. And it's going to be really fun to watch all these videos all the way to the end and then come here and see it for yourself, because you'll be able to see like, well, it started with nothing and here's where it's at now. And I can tell you that it's totally different than watching it on video than seeing it for yourself. It's kind of like watching the Titanic on video, or it'd be a whole lot cooler to see it with your own eyes. So this is the first giant animatronic that we got. And he's kind of like a butcher. And you can see he's got this big old axe. He's got this head in his hand. And look at his butcher apron. It's pretty disgusting, right? So he's pretty big, he's pretty gnarly, and he's pretty cool. So that is going in here. Okay? Let's look at the second one. This is the cooler one. This one is the coolest one for sure. First off, look at his face. Look at how he did the mask. It's just hanging on there. That is cool in and of itself. Now this is going to be a kicker and screamer. Why not? And you can see he's holding this dead body. And look at this. He's cut half the body off. Now how did he do that? The coolest chainsaw that anyone's ever seen. Look at that. Look at that. Is that cool or what? So he's obviously going to be moving. He's going to have his chainsaw going up and down. This guy is going to be, you know, wiggling around, and he's going to have a chainsaw sound. Look at his legs, his shoes. So this is a Leatherface. I literally called Bo and I said, Bo, could you make kind of like a chainsaw murderer, you know? And he said, absolutely, that would be super cool. Now I will tell you that Bo has made probably the coolest large figures I've ever seen. I don't think like he's revealing those yet. He's not revealing them because he hasn't painted them, because he hasn't programmed them, whatever it is. But he says he'll have them done, and hopefully, are you leaving, Adam?
Yep.
Okay, give me a second because I'm leaving too.
Okay, I locked everything out.
Okay, and so that's what's going on here at the Darkness. And get your tickets at darkness.fearticket.com. And I just have to tell you once again that yes, it's going to sell out. It's 100% going to sell out. So I would, if you want to come, I would rush over and get it done. Now I can only tell you this. I'm feeling more confident that we can get something done. We'll see. I've been sick, but I can tell you this. We're at a point now where I really need to probably be here every day, like helping and figuring out how to get this done. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Starting next week, I'll be coming down every day. We're gonna start putting props in. We're gonna start trying to arrange props. We're gonna go chasing after props. So this is what we're gonna do. So get your tickets now at darkness.fearticket.com. I hope you liked all the Unit 70 stuff, the Ghost Ride stuff. And we have a ton of stuff that we bought from Froggy's Fog. Our Alien Escape, holy cow, is that thing cool. And Adam over there has been working on it like a savage for like 6 weeks straight. It's not easy to do all the stuff that he's been doing to make it look super cool. So we'll do another video on that. So make sure you like and subscribe to the page, because things are going to get really interesting starting right now. Because it's on like Donkey Kong. The tickets are going on sale, and we're gonna sprint to the finish here and see if we can get this thing done. I can tell you, this is the most we've ever spent. The most we've ever spent to do a renovation. It's the most. So we really appreciate you buying the tickets. We want to give you the best show we possibly can. As soon as we get the Alien done, I'm going to make a video and let you know so you can book it and play it, because we would prefer the Haunted House Escape Room Industry to play it first. So I'm going to make an announcement on that. Like when it's going to go live, I'm going to tell everybody. It's going live on this date at this time. So you could be the first ones to walk in and book it. It's only going to be able to hold 6 people. So we'll see. So everyone, take it easy, and we'll see you soon right here from the new slaughterhouse inside the darkness. And we'll see you at Transworld.